Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So sometimes it feels like the world is obsessed with erections, and this video is no different. I even added a dildo to my shelves because I already have a vulva. We needed something phallic. This video is sponsored by Eve Adam, who are an online pharmacy where you can get contraception and erectile dysfunction treatments. With it all being online, it means you don't have to leave the house or wait for doctor's appointments, and prescriptions get sent straight to you. One of my favorite things about their service is that on the contraception page, they have a list of all of the different kinds of pills available, their prices, and a short description about the differences between them, which I've never had a doctor explain to me before. So for example, it might say, this is the exact same pill as this one, except this is the branded one and this is the generic version. One might say this has a 12-hour window, this one has a 3-hour window, this one has a lower dosage of estrogen, etc, etc. And I just find that information really useful. Anyway, this video is not about contraception. It is not an episode of the Hormone Diaries. Today we are here to talk about erectile dysfunction. A lot of the topics that I cover on this channel and also on my podcast tend to focus on the bodies and sexual function of people with vulvas, because I have a vulva, as do the majority of my audience, I assume. But this video is all about penises, and it's not just relevant to those who have penises, it's also a relevant topic to those who maybe have sexual partners who have penises, and also just sex nerds like me who find this stuff fascinating. Also, I hear in the comments that some couples watch my videos together, and I absolutely love that. So hello to any couples who are watching and learning together. We'd love to see it. So, erectile dysfunction. On my journey of learning about erectile dysfunction, I learned something about Viagra that I did not know before, and I am so excited to share this with you. But first, what is erectile dysfunction and what causes it? So erectile dysfunction, or ED, is the inability to get and maintain an erection, and this is completely normal to happen occasionally. And these are some of the reasons why occasionally you might not be able to get it up. Number one, stress. Could be work, financial, emotional, or just general life stress. Number two, tiredness. Our bodies just don't like to function sometimes when we're tired. It just doesn't happen. Listen to your body. Number three, alcohol. I'm sure some of us are well aware of the irony that alcohol makes you super horny, but then it just hinders your genitals. And that goes for people with penises and vulvas. But yeah, you might not be able to get it up because you had a bit too much to drink. And number four, anxiety. This could be general anxiety, but more specifically, performance anxiety. So worried about being good in bed, worrying about what your partner is thinking, body image issues, and then also, just the cherry on top, worrying about not being able to get an erection. And then it just becomes this self-perpetuating cycle. Oh, how cruel. Now, there are some other causes if your ED is more of an ongoing issue. And I am not a doctor, and this is not an exhaustive list. So if your ED is persistent, please go speak to a doctor. Diabetes, blood circulation and cardiovascular issues, hormones in terms of testosterone levels, side effects of any medication that you might be on, and psychological causes like depression. If you've got persistent ED, it can mean that there's an underlying problem affecting your blood flow that needs treatment. And while taking something like Viagra can help you get erections, it won't sort out an underlying problem if there is one. So if you do have persistent ED, please speak to your doctor. Viagra. What is it and how does it work? Sildenafil, which is the chemical name for Viagra, was originally developed to treat chest pain and high blood pressure, but they accidentally found out that it helped with erections. And so Viagra was launched as an erectile dysfunction drug in 1998. There are other drugs similar to Viagra like Cialis and Levitra, and just like with the birth control on Eve Adams' website, there are all of the different options available with the differences in price and then also how they work. So like how long it lasts, how quickly it kicks in, and then is it a brand name or is it a generic name? The generic ones tend to be cheaper. All very useful information. Thank you, Eve Adam. But the thing that all of these drugs have in common is that they are PDE5 inhibitors. More on that in a bit. So in the case of Viagra, it takes 30 to 60 minutes to work, and you can take it up to 4 hours before you want to have sex. But here is the kicker that I did not know until recently. So I assumed that you take something like Viagra and bam, erection. But no, just taking Viagra won't cause an erection. You have to be aroused for it to work. Let me explain. Erection function comes in two parts. Part 1, the accelerator, and part 2, the brakes. The accelerator is the equivalent of you getting aroused. Blood vessels widen so blood can flow to the penis. The brakes is the PDE5 enzyme, which narrows the blood vessels and the erection is gone. Now, this is a good thing because you don't want to be walking around with a permanent erection. No, thank you. So like I said, drugs like Viagra are PDE5 inhibitors, which means they take the pressure off the brakes. But you still need your foot on the accelerator for the car to move, aka you still need to be turned on for it to work. How to get turned on. There are more car analogies in a whole video that I did about sexual arousal if you want to go into detail about how to get turned on, but here are my top tips. Number 1, reduce stress in whatever way works for you. Number 2, take things slow. There is no rush. Take your time. Allow arousal to build. Number 3, focus on pleasure, not performance. And number 4, focus on feeling, not function. Yes, those last two are basically the exact same tip, just worded slightly differently depending, if you needed to hear it in a different way. But essentially what that means is just focusing on what you're feeling, focus on what is pleasurable rather than focusing on what is working or not. Because you can still have a jolly good time without the performance part working. And you know what else is helpful? Having a supportive partner who is non-judgmental and able to have open communication about sex. Talking about erectile dysfunction. Eve Adam did a YouGov survey about erectile dysfunction and they found that 47% of men said that they would tell a romantic partner if they were using erectile dysfunction treatment. And 36% said that they would tell a sexual partner. Obviously, those are big percentages of people who say that they would tell their romantic or sexual partner, but the majority are still saying that they wouldn't. And now Eve Adam are running a new survey, and you know how much I love sex surveys. So much that I run my own yearly. So this survey is actually aimed at the partners of people who do or could experience erectile dysfunction and is asking questions about the impact of ED on relationships. And it is called the Erection Poll. You don't have to have had a partner experience ED to answer the survey because a lot of the questions are hypothetical, like what would you do or say if blank. So please take the survey if you are somebody who has sex with or is interested in sex with people with penises, and please share it around. The link to it is in the description, and I'm going to be doing a follow-up video going through the results of the survey and talking about how to deal with ED in a relationship. So if you have any questions about that, please leave them in the comments so I know what you guys want to know about. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Eve Adam for sponsoring this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!